Hello and welcome to a Swine Brothers special.
Yay, special.
You get two hangouts in a row here.
Yeah, but this is going to be a bit quicker.
This is just something we've always wanted to. We've been wanting to talk about this for some time. I did a solo hangout on this, which was good, except for the fact that I had my microphone way too loud and the audio was fucked.
Now, you see, usually articles like this are beneath my notice, okay? Women are the stronger sex, and here's the scientific proof. And you go through it, and I've gone through a nice little video. It goes through the whole thing, as you see here. It's one of those pay to read things. Now, I went through a nice little video over here that went through this whole damn thing. And it's just a random bullshit feel good about yourself. Oh, wow. And the guy going through this, you might know him as Sargon of Akkad or whatever.
Carl Benjamin.
Whatever, don't care. Mm,
We, uh, I spoke to him once many years ago.
yeah, but the whole thing here is, I watch this because I get entertained by some of his banter, yes, but I also get links usually because he does a little bit of research. And the reason I asked for the title of this is because one paragraph here, I mean, this is just a complete lack of quality on fucking Sargon's part. Because all he would have had to do is one quick internet search. Because everything's like, oh, women are tougher than men because blah, blah, blah reasons, And it's really long winded just saying, they have better endurance because of shit. And like, he goes through the typical banter that you hear from fucking everyone that's just half educated and just banners on and on. And he's not even providing the same sources he used to through this. He's just doing the same banter over and over and over again without providing sources, which is why I originally started watching, because he would provide sources. He would do things such as a simple internet search. The one paragraph in this article, this feel good article, that I really just had a cringe moment with was, there is an iconic event in American folklore when a wagon train of pioneers got stranded in the Rockies during the winter on its way to California. The young men died like flies, and the old grannies stuck it out to survive until they were rescued the following spring. Two sentences that, look, you can go ahead and say they're from Britain. They don't know this shit. It's from the fucking Telegraph. Who gives a shit? But one, he goes on this banter thing, trying to explain it just through banter without doing one quick search. Wagon train stuck in Rockies for winter. Oh, what's this? The tragic fate of the Donner Party, 1847. Let's open that shit up. What is this? In mid-April 1846, 8 families gathered at Springfield, Illinois, with a common goal to find a better life beyond the Rockies. Numbering about 32, members ranged in age from infants to elderly. The expedition pointed towards their 9 brand new wagons west on a journey that would lead them to history. Yay. Let's come down. Before leaving Illinois, James Reed had heard of a newly discovered route through the Sierra Nevada Rockies that promised to cut as many as 300 miles off their journey, which driving by wagon train in 1800 is good, but there's a problem. It was at Fort Bridger that some 87 members of the wagon train, including the Donner brothers and their families, decided to separate from the main body and travel this new route west. All of those who traveled the old route ended their journey safely. This was not the case with those who took the alternative path. The culprit was snow, as the Donner Party approached the summit of the Sierra Mountains near what is now Donner Lake, known as Tucker Lake at the time.
Been there.
They found a pass clogged with new fallen snow up to 6 feet. It was October 28th, 1846, and the Sierra snows had started a month earlier than usual. They retreated to the lake 12 miles below where the hapless pioneers were trapped, unable to move forward. Shortly before, the Donner Party had suffered a broken axle on one of their wagons and had fallen behind. Also trapped by the snow, they set up camp by Alder Creek, 6 miles from the main group. Each camp erected makeshift cabins and hoarded their limited food supply. The snow continued to fall, reaching depths as much as 20 feet. Hunting and foraging was impossible, and soon slaughtered the oxen that had brought them from the east. When the meat was consumed, they relied on the animals' tough hides, eating animal hides. But that was not enough. Starvation began to take its toll. With no other remedy at hand, the survivors resorted to cannibalism. So this article saying women are tough just stated cannibalism is why women are tougher than men. Now, if they would have said that,
I support that.
I would support that notion. That's fucking metal as fuck. But they sanitized it down to there is an iconic event in the American folklore where a wagon train of pioneers got stranded in the Rockies during the winter on its way to California. The young men died like flies, and the old grannies stuck it out to survive until they were rescued the following spring. That's sugarcoating cannibalism. That's sugarcoating history. This is Sargon's a guy that typically prides himself on fucking going up and researching shit. He has history as one of his idle hobbies. But he missed a prime opportunity to point that these fucking polite-ass bitches just sugar-coated cannibalism and then turned cannibalism into a pure win of women. This could have been a fucking pure trolling, happy, joy fest. But he didn't do it.
I'm not as impressed with Sargon as you are, because a lot of times I think he...
I was originally impressed, but then he started to fall off.
He skimps on the history thing because he'd rather gesticulate and act angry and things like that. Personally, I think he's starting to believe his own hype. Like my old friend, Mr. Hexenhammer's... I'm sorry, Mr. Hexenhammer. You know, because you have to deal with his, nasally little voice of his.
Worse than Mustaine, anyway.
The legacy media, you know.
This is just we're huge fucking egos, because this is just a missed opportunity to shit on someone here. Well, you want to be part of polite society? Don't bring conversation of cannibalism into the mix, because that's what they just did.
You know,
Sargon missed this point entirely.
He's starting to believe that he's
like not I just said, it was the first search result. You know, I haven't even gotten down to see, wow, load more results. There's not even a page number on here. This is the very first fucking result.
He started to, he's my problem with these people isn't exactly Jim's thing, because I understand they're not going to mention cannibalism. I've lost all faith in that. And I'm
talking about the fucking pudwhackers that wrote the fucking article.
Yeah, I know. I've lost faith in the fact that, of course, they're just going to sanitize it. My problem with people like Sargon is they're starting to think that they're not just dickheads with cameras, which is what they are. They might have 1 million subscribers, but
you seldom see him live. He just puts up still images and throws.
Well, he has a live account. He has a live stream account, which he does.
Yeah, which he does not put up video for usually. He just throws up stills and articles.
And Mr. Hexenhammer, dude, also does some. Apparently, he actually gets paid to be on these some motherfuckers. It's like, dude, you're getting paid to do this? Where do I sign? But they're
I wouldn't mind making some money myself, but at the same time, it's like, dude, okay, the quality is just the complete shit if you're not going to do a simple internet search.
This is what happens when you get more mainstream acceptance, or when you get more popular, and it becomes more catered to certain people, and the people they're catering to aren't the people who want research. They want, oh my god, like, you know, reaction to Sargon's video, you know, those people. So he's catering to those people. I mean, I'd like to say I'm depressed, because I actually did like Sargon when I met him, but, well, you know, online. But I'm not surprised. I mean,
I'm not surprised.
Jazz knew him way before we knew him, and he said that this was how he. I wish we had Chaz on here, but he said it's something to the effect that this was how Sargon always was. So it's not like so.
And so now he's trying to fight the good fight with liberalist. Yeah, let's see how long this lasts before it's shit in the ground, because you realize that organizing an entire political movement to go out and protest is extremely taxing, requires a lot of effort, time contributions, and yes, money.
I don't think he's serious. I mean,
And he's dead serious. I've seen him on chats defending the fuck out of this and getting people to fucking help him defend it like this is the greatest new thing. And it's like, dude, you're talking about something that's more than just a fucking hashtag.
that's
Ooh,
not what I
wow.
mean. I think this is more of a publicity stunt than anything else because he's not stupid. He knows it's a really fucking hard thing to do, and I think this is more of a wake people up type thing. I mean, it's not going to succeed. He's not going to start a political thing.
Yeah. I mean, I'm taking it from the angle that it is trying to be serious about it, but now it seems he's starting to lose interest because, oh my God, maybe I was dumb. Like
I
so
mean,
many abandoned projects.
the only time I ever really watch this shit is This Week in Stupid, and I don't even watch that very much because he just says the same thing over and over and over again. It just kind of gets like, heard it all before, heard it all before. But
Mm.
same thing
And
with that
part,
Hexenhammer guy. Like, I'll click on his things every now and then to troll, but
yeah, it's really just people bantering. Oh yeah, it's a different style of bantering. Maybe they got better bantering techniques, but that's all it is just bantering. Here's my predictions.
well,
I mean, there's one guy I watched, that Freedom Alternative guy. He at least admits he's just some random guy on the internet. And yes, he does talk with people, blah, 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 but he's more concerned about his ideas germinating, regardless if I agree with him or not. He's more concerned with the ideas germinating than he is with actually taking credit for his own ideas.
he's a fucking nutcase. I love him.
I know, he's awesome.
He's nuts. He's this crazy Romanian fucking.
Yeah, but honestly, he's 100% legit. He's like that fucking oh, what's his name? Mr. Medicare too. But Mr. Medicare is more of just a troll, whereas the Freedom Alternative guys, like,
Yeah,
he's
but
actually, just going out and doing his thing.
I would kill for Medicare's voice though.
Oh yeah.
He has that newscaster type. I swear I was on a hangout with him a long time ago. I can't remember his name, but he was on there under his real name.
Mm, maybe.
I have no proof of that other than when I heard his voice, I was like, "You sound too familiar."
But seriously, the whole thing boils down to this. Regardless, we got the dozen fans that occasionally pop in and watch one of our videos, or we get a million. It doesn't matter, because guess what? We're just random people on the internet bitching. Just like there's random people on the TV bitching. And the only power that can ever be ascribed to their opinions is by, whatever general consensus people want to take of it. And you know what the general consensus is? These people are rich bitches and their opinions mean absolutely nothing to me.
I mean,
If you actually take a look at the legit, random people on the street, listen to the word of the general populace, they mock the Hollywood types. They mock the media types. They mock all these people because they're just rich bitches disconnected from reality.
it doesn't matter if my fan is my girlfriend who watches it because she's my girlfriend, which she does, or if I have 10 million fans and I'm looked up to some demigod, I'm still just going to be the same person. I'm not going to let fame get to my head because I've seen what happens. I've been to too low of places for that. I've been to too dark places for that to affect me. So I'll always be the same misanthropic, uh, rambling idiot as I've always been. The
And,
problem
with
is,
me around here, because I did try to sell out because I had kids and I tried to fucking provide a better place for them. I mean, if I would have never sold out, I'd probably still have custody. I'd probably be able, or at least be able to see them. But I sold out so far that I actually trusted the government, which you should never do.
I mean,
And,
and I
you
was
start
listening.
buying into your own hype then, which is what I did. That's fuck. I
I
should
was
have never
listening
done that.
to Sargon's comments, and he is starting to believe that he is not just a YouTuber; that he actually has a responsibility for people to because people look up to him. And I'm like, basically, my philosophy is I plug my microphone. Well, my microphone's already plugged in. I set up this account. I talk into the microphone. If you choose to take my words as gospel, or if you choose to ignore them, that's completely up to you. I have nothing but antipathy. I do not care how people uh, take them or how big the audience gets. I'll always be me, and I'll always, fuck it. If I can get 200,000 subscribers by being the same misanthropic asshole, okay, fine. The Hexenhammer guy has to sell out. He tries so hard to be Mr. Edgelord.
Yeah, as
And
everyone else does. And it's funny. It's like you're being edgy, Jim. No, I'm actually saying what's on my mind.
yes, me too. Well, I remember when edgy was a compliment. Like, wow, that was like a really edgy thing. Edgy used to be like, it was pushing. Now edgy just means you're trying to get a reaction out of someone.
Yeah,
But
fuck that. I don't need a reaction out of
I think
people.
the reason we won't ever get big is not only what we say, but also we're not a current event. Like Sargon has to be up on current events, and Hammer Dude has to be up on current events. I I look at political like what Trump says, and I can't be the guy who makes a video every day about Trump says this, and here's my response. I don't give a shit what Trump says. He's a fat rich guy.
Yeah, just like fucking Obama was this black rich guy, and then you had fucking Bush before him. Oh God,
That's
the
why
Bush
we
family's just oil, man. Fuck, that's money.
and a lot of
So
times we
we've had
can't.
nothing but rich bastards fucking leading the nation. So what the fuck do you expect?
Well, and a lot of times we can't
Let's
do
vote a homeless person in. That will really shake
events.
things up.
A lot of times we can't do events until later because we're busy with other things. So it's not like we have the time to do current events. And also, I'd rather talk about a metal story. I mean, this whole women are better than men thing. If not for Jim showing me the thing and insisting on it, I would not have even touched it.
I just love the Donner Party though, and like that. Oh God, there's so much fun shit that happened there. There was this instance with the Donner Party where they had to apart uh some scouts go ahead to try to get help, and they got really fucked where they were at, and they were desperate for food, and some of them got the idea, let's eat the Indians
Yes,
because they're not one of us and we can get away with that. And
a
then
similar.
the one guy that had a conscience went up to him and said, hey dudes, you know what, these guys are thinking about eating you, maybe you should like run. So they tried to run, but then the natives got fucked in the snow to the point where they were completely maimed, and guess who ended up being tasty treats in the end? It's stuff like this that's just like, I love this shit, and I don't care that it's fucking ancient history now. Well, not
It's
as
not
ancient.
that old.
I don't know. It's 1847,
Son
but
of a.
still, according to the digital age, if it happened 5 seconds ago, it's old. If it happened 20 years ago, it's ancient.
Yes, whereas as I mean, I love the Alfred Packer story, the cannibal miner guy who led a party is going from Utah to Colorado. I love that story. I'll send you a link to look it up. And that happened in what 1873 or whatever, and that's considered ancient history. That wasn't that long ago. I mean, if you think about it, only a couple generations ago.
Yeah.
But so it's an article that I would not have touched because we've tried reading stuff like this, and I kind of just go off to sleep. Like, do you remember whenever we tried to be sort of a current event show on fucking Anarcha's advice, and we tried reading fucking, and I
I
just
mean, I still bring up current events when they happen, but only whenever I find them interesting enough to bring up. If I
yes,
was
but remember
constantly
when
talking about the political situation. Yeah, okay, there's a bunch of bastards out there trying to fuck shit up on the left. There's also a bunch of bastards out there trying to fuck shit up on the right.
But do you remember when we actually tried being more of a current affairs political show and comment on every fucking political thing, and
Mm-hmm.
it became the most boring show imaginable?
Yeah.
And then we did the sex show, and I also fell asleep on that too.
Oh yeah, because someone wanted us to do a sex show. One of our fans, why don't you try this? And we did, and it's like this was just a bunch of shit we don't care about. And we couldn't even Chaz couldn't even be contrarian to it, and he
The,
was like even making the statement, "We're supposed to be contrarian. What the we can't. Fuck this.
the best part about that
And
show
he
is
didn't even care."
the best part about that show is I had just woken up, so I was like halfway there, and I was like, talk about something interesting. Fuck. I mean, and I mean no disrespect to the fan, obviously, but it wasn't working. We'll still try anything you want, obviously, because we're
I mean,
whores.
yeah, we'll try some shit, but if we don't like it, we're not doing it because we're not doing the sex show anymore, and we dropped off of current events.
Well, I mean, we do current events in metal because metal's what we know.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as current like Paul, if something really weird or interesting happens, then I'll mention it. But I don't really have the mentality for a Sargon or a Hammer or a Metalcore type show, which is fine. That's their shtick. Mine's more of just it's a topical show. We but
Yeah.
I think really it's I think it's just funny the way that
People are so full of themselves they can't really just sit here and say, how many of these classes will give me proficiency in whip? So I want to run around like Simon Belmont and whip the shit out of
but
undead.
I mean I remember when YouTube videos were made by teenagers for fun. They weren't made for money. They weren't made for fucking any other reason. It wasn't I have to be a political voice. It was here, I'm going to sit behind a camera and rant. It's like the Logan, whatever the fuck his name is, with the Suicide Forest video, and everyone had to make a reaction to the Suicide Forest video where he stands in front of a dead body and sort of makes fun of it. And I actually watched Hammer's Suicide, and I thought he did a great job of just saying, first of all, it doesn't matter. Once the body's dead, it's not a human anymore. So what the fuck do you care? Second of all, it was like about a 1 on the offensive scale. And
Yeah,
third, fucking it pissed off normies. Wah. And
yeah.
he also said that stuff like that would get other people blocked. We're so low it doesn't matter. We can show a baby getting run over by a truck and we don't even get a copyright. We don't even get a strike. That's the good thing about being low on the pecking order, Jim.
Yep.
Is we're so fucking out of it. We can do whatever we want to.
That's awesome. And look at this. We have the mesmerist here. They get whip proficiency. We have bards. They get whip proficiency. See, I find this much more interesting to talk about at the moment than all the current event shit.
Well,
Because now I
yeah.
get to design the character, but these guys have pitiful bases.
I mean, I subscribed to Hammer because Jim subscribed me to it, and I haven't unsubscribed because I'm too fucking lazy. And plus, I kind of like just seeing what he's talking about. And every day he makes 2 or 3 videos about things that I just find it so impossible to care about. Just Trump said this. A YouTuber said that. All the fucking he was having a spat with right wing watch guy, and it's like, why do I want to watch your fucking spats? I don't care.
Exactly.
YouTube drama is fucking pointless. We're only talking about it because I am above all, and I find it hilarious that people, high powered, YouTubers are still so obsessed with politics. They'll fucking bitch about like fucking schoolboys.
So what I should do is just make a fucking thing where I can combine this pack mule thing, which gives me the fucking half my class level and strength score for the purpose of determining my carry capacity, to replace that one skill with this thing where I get whip proficiency. Call me like, a slave driver or something, you know.
I mean, it's high
And
school.
cool, you know.
I had my own drama of my own about, I don't know, 7 months ago. It was relationship drama, and that wasn't fucking fun. Why do I want to add more to it by joining in the YouTube fray?
I mean, this guy here is just all about, fucking shit up with the whip because it's about the goddess of like fucking and revenge.
That sounds like a black metal song.
Yeah,
So
but they kind of pussified a little bit. I
I
mean,
just think
I do
that
hardcore.
never forget who you are. It's same thing I say with musicians. When it comes down to it, Iron Maiden are just assholes with instruments. They may write great songs, they may be super famous, but when it comes down to it, they're assholes with instruments.
Well, I'm sure fucking, George Corpse Grinder made fun of me after I puked on myself in front of him.
And he's an asshole with an instrument. Great guy, but never forget that you're a human, no matter what.
Yeah, that's pretty
No,
much
no,
it there.
sorry, I just my throat. No matter what happens, you'll die like the rest of us, and you don't matter.
And yeah, there's plenty of shit I'm fighting against, but I'd rather just keep people informed because that way, you know, they know what the fuck's going on about shit if something happens that I think's really fucked up, especially within government, which I'm not hearing much anymore. Other than, Trump said this, Trump said that. Well, I don't care what he said. What's he doing? You're not reporting what he's doing. No one's reporting what he's doing.
I
Which
don't
means
think
some shady underground shit's happening within Congress. Oh, we're shutting down? Yay! Why are all the anarchists getting pissed off that there's a government shutdown? Why are all the minimalist government people getting pissed off there's a government shutdown? Fuck you. You should be celebrating this.
this
This
is
is
exactly
like
what you
government.
wanted.
Yeah. It's exactly what you've all been praying for, and now you're bitching about it.
But I just think it's if something interesting happens, well, all if Jim's not available, I'll come on and do a solo hangout about it. If we'll always fucking try to inform you guys if there's something we care about. It's just that
Yeah.
nothing's happening that we care about. I mean, Slayer stopped gonna do a farewell tour. I care much more about that than Trump said that African countries are shithole. I mean, yes,
Everywhere's a shithole. What the fuck are you talking about?
and it's like, yes, I'm dating a woman from Kenya, but I'll just I I don't care what Trump says.
I mean, I was just on my phone the other day, and I wanted to look up some black chick porn, and some of the results for Ebony were cool. Then I typed in nigger porn, and that was pretty cool too.
But
So I go the respectful, graceful, worship me route. I got some good results there. I went the fucking completely degrading route. Got other results that were pretty good.
I like the worship me stuff though.
Yeah, it all depends upon my mood. Sometimes I want to be the one that kills, and the other times I want to be the one that's maimed.
Yes, but what if you're killing for the person and then she'll maim you?
Oh, like a gladiator.
Yeah.
And my reward is being crushed. Interesting
Yes.
prospect. I usually go with the rebelling slave route, though. I like, being pushed to my limits and then, like, fucking, just, now you're mine.
Joseph, if you're watching this, yeah, it's as bad as you think.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Nah, she puts up with me. She can put up with you.
Yeah. But really, you gotta figure, yeah, sure, we're alternative media. We are an alternate to the TV because someone's spending the time they could be spending in front of the TV watching us online. That's the maximum amount of energy expenditure. Oh, yeah, they might write a comment or send an
I
email.
mean, I don't feel like I'm an alternative to anything because I'm just too fucking small.
They'll write a comment or send an email just like everyone that watches TV does. So, really, how hardcore is this movement to be so part of something so great?
Yeah, well, I mean, like, I laugh when people say we're all the alternative. It's like, okay, you have 200,000 subscribers. Mr. Hammer Guy has 200,000 subscribers. He's promoted that. How many viewers does say Fox or CNN or even NBC get? Millions upon millions, and you have 200,000 subscribers.
Yeah, you see what's happening is kids are picking up on the online shit, and they're gonna watch more online shit because
I
the
don't know.
technology is there and it's the new toy. And when we start jacking our brains directly into computers, it'll be that generation of kids that'll be the first to really take off. And it'll take a couple generations for the internet as we know it to die, and now everything you have to jack your brain into to do.
I mean, I think the online is just as biased as the fucking TV stuff.
It is. It's just people want to think themselves so great standing up to people. Dude, the only thing we should be standing up and congealing behind is the fact that anytime that the fucking standard media wants to fucking pull like all this fucking idiotic copyright bullshit to shut down people so they can't talk or do all of these censorship things online, fuck that. This should be the Wild West. It should always be the Wild West. You will encounter everything from communists to neo-Nazis. That's what should be the norm on the internet.
Yes, it should be. Unfortunately, it's too mainstream to be the norm.
Mm-hmm. So I can hardly wait till we start jacking our brains directly into computers. So that way, fuck this internet. We'll go dark web style.
Or fucking hole out until the mainstream has started jacking their brains in, and the only people on the internet are crazy people, and it becomes the Wild West again.
Oh yeah, there we go.
I mean, you can always go antediluvian.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, fucking, I'm not jacking my brain into anything. Head jacking.
Mm-hmm.
That's a dick reference. See last episode for dick jokes. There's no need to go off half cocked, Jim.
Yeah, no need to go off half cocked.
So I've said just about everything I need to say. Do you want to add anything, or?
Yeah, I do actually.
Okay.
One last thing. Because I find this far more important than anything Trump is doing. To hell with the sugar-coated nonsense. I will rub you the wrong way. The concept of being edgy eludes me as I question whether those who call me such have just lived sheltered lives with no exposure to gutter slime such as myself. I take being called an upstanding pillar of the community as a grave insult to my honor. If you feel the need to be accepted everywhere, then feel free to reject me. You'd only be wasting both our time pursuing anything here. To the few that have survived that, barring those so shallow as to just never read these profiles and only reply to a random pic in a feed, which happens more often than I like. My apathy level goes through the roof, making me seem much colder than I actually am. I've been through the meat grinder a few times, acquiring some wisdom from that, which does not cause me to talk outside of my ass from time to time, which does cause me to talk out the side of my ass from time to time. I can't even fucking read myself right. When I'm not brain dead, I'll talk your ear off about literally anything, occasionally not even stringing together complete sentences, as I am now reading my own fucking dating profile. I'm not looking for pity when I tell my hard luck stories. There are more launching grounds from where I got my ideas. When I dissect the Pokemon franchise, it holds some useful lessons for the kiddos. Ideological organizations that claim to be trying to save the world are often the ones destroying it, intentionally or not. Experts
Yes.
in any field are typically eccentrics with little social skill.
And the police officer who can beat the shit out of you is kind of hot.
Yeah. Criminals will work their way up through different hierarchies to achieve status in polite society. And if we have lived in a world with limitless resources and death was of no consequence, it'd be a place where devastating battles waged for the entertainment of the masses and 3-year-olds would be granted destructive power surpassing that of nuclear arsenals at the height of the Cold War on a whim.
As they should be.
Mm-hmm. as those who claim to have open minds are typically the most closed-minded people I've ever met, I'll just say I'm an old-school metalhead. Before everyone cried inclusion and hippie stuff as hollow sentiments they never follow through with anyway. I've befriended and debated a few literal communists and neo-Nazis over the years, and always found it funny when the self-proclaimed bigots were more tolerant than those who bashed them. They certainly espouse idiotic ideologies, but a small handful are actually decent people in spite of it. Humans will be human, I guess.
Yep.
Yay.
I agree with the apathetic thing. I mean, I can, for me, I'm very blunt in my assertions, so I can often come across as asshole-ish. But once people actually like
Oh,
get to
here's
know me by messaging me or whatever, oh, he's actually kind of nice.
one. I spent a lot of time thinking about completely obscene things that would probably land me in prison or a mental institution if I spoke them aloud in public places, like the
Yes,
internet.
that's true. I've
On
heard
a
just
typical Friday night, I am probably launching mini nukes at point blank range because the shopkeeper wouldn't let me pickpocket them. If I survive that, I might hurl sticks of dynamite at the barkeep for not having enough booze on hand until the local militia shows up to put a bullet in my head. Then I strip down to my underwear, don a chicken mask, and equip the shovel of truth to crack their skulls open or dig my own grave, depending upon my remaining hit points.
that's Jesus fuck for you, and he has no idea why he does it. Or Jenny fuck, who does know why she does it.
Yay. So there we go. That's my dating profile. That is far more important than anything Donald Trump has said.
I haven't written that much on mine. I just answer questions. People, why are you a Satanist? I'm a Christian. Well, fuck you then.
Yay.
By the way, even though we haven't actually released any of the Fallout 3 footage, I've told enough people about Jenny Fuck that people are like, you're playing a smart woman. You must hate men.
Ah, bullshit. We played a guy last time. We're going to play a chick this time. Just to
Yes,
see
but
what the different
but
conversation options are.
he was like, but yeah, but the guy was stupid. It's like, yeah, and the girl would have been stupid if the low intelligence was actually funny.
Yeah, she would have been. It's the same damn options. It just excludes certain options instead of giving you the really fun ones like pizza, warm. If they would have done that with Fallout 3, I would have fucking made her dumb.
Or wub wub.
Wub wub.
Or
Scorpions!
Scorpion. But no, so we made her a demigoddess.
Mm-hmm.
We named her after my friend because why wouldn't you name her? And now she goes and she knows so much she went completely insane.
Yeah. Which is why we went on the quest for that damn violin. And the first thing we did when we got it back to her, it's like, this is so beautiful. I can't believe it's in my hands. I played my first song with it. It's great.
You'll
Yeah,
never be.
Granny. Bing, bing, bing. Bam, bam, bam. Why'd you do that, Jim? Because it was all downhill from here. She would never get that feeling again. I killed her at the prime. She would never be happier than that moment.
I like the way he thinks. Just I like the way he thinks. That's all I can say here. Just anyone who wants to know why we work together, now you know.
It's beautiful.
It is. All right, I think we're done here.
Yeah, we're done. We've bullshit. We said what we had to, and then we went off on tangents. It was great.
We always go off on tangents. Someone said we shouldn't go off on any tangents. I'm like, have you heard us? We every time we tried not to, it's just natural. Face it, we're tangential.
Mm-hmm.
All right, see you later, everyone. I don't know when the next hangout will be, but soon or not, I don't care.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Everyone can just die now.